she won in the court, right, and actually started taking possession of the land. He went to Havana, Cuba, representing a clean and pure, representing a clean and pure nation in front of all the other nations of the Americas, right? And they acknowledged him, right? And also he set up a divine trust. And none of those things were argued by the right?
What are the steps, the process in this land thing?
Well, in their land thing, you have to do research. For us here, the reality is that it's definitely different. The reality is that, okay, I'll tell you that the actual reality is that it's as easy or as difficult as we make it. That's the reality of Canada.
So how much land we want?
How much do you want?
For myself? Yeah. I'm good with that 2-3 acres. Yeah. I have a big family.
Alright, so like it's about activity. So you know what I mean? But it's like
people coming to this, right? Thinking that like they got this information, they know that this fraud is going on, so that tomorrow we're just gonna go and tell them that we want it, and then they're gonna say, "Oh no, the Moors are back, so let's just give them all the stuff back." Like, it's a systematic thing. Yeah, like it's not. That's not even what this is about. It's not even about land thing. Because once you have nationality, you're like that's the land thing. Nationality is the land thing. It's not a paper saying you now have rights to this land because it's your property, 50 acres by 20 acres. Yeah, but they have no authority over the land. Right. They can't. They're not in any position to give us. But once you identify yourself as a rightful, exactly, as the rightful heirs of the land. Right. All right, family. So have you shut all this? So that's right. So even on that level, because they can. By creating an artificial jurisdiction on the land, right? So like by saying, instead of saying North America, they say Canada, right? And U.S. and then Mexico, right? And then below that is Central America and South America. But right now, the only legit nation in North America is Mexico. Because U.S. is not a name of a geographical location. That's why they're trying to leave Mexico the rest of the states and come in. Exactly. That's why the rest of the states. Right. So once they make the claim on North America, then they could go make claim on South America. But not really, because Hugo and those men aren't gonna let that go down. Because they understand that this is a Moorish empire. They understand. Yeah, Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro and all the heads of the South, they know what's good. They're doing. They know what's good. No, well, Mexico. This is the story that we tell. That when you decide to be sovereign, right? When you decide to be sovereign, you give up all those ties. You give up all those welfare handout checks. That's why Mexico seems like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's not Mexico. That's the head. That's not the people. Right? That's the head that create this link. Right? You know what I mean? Because once they create the link of Mexico to U.S. and Canada, then that's the new superpower. Right? Not because of trying to take control, right? But because of what they're taking control of. Because what they're really taking control of is the Moorish empire. They want to secure jurisdiction. I know how I see it.
been unraveling.
It's unraveling. These little stereotypes is just
This is late stuff. This is like you and your crew just got bulldozed by like a monster truck, and then most of the crew realizes, yo, we just got bulldozed, and so they're, you're falling away, and then there's like a couple people like throwing rocks at the monster truck and pretending like they're all good. Like you're not all good, yo. You're getting bulldozed right now. That's what it really is, and that's why I said you have to know the time.
Movement is a monster right now. You know what? I gotta actually admit that I'm not really aware fully of how big the monster really is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting more.
Yeah, man. You guys are
Encouraging. You know what I'm saying? Encouraging.
And then also too, like when you look at it on the level of like school of thought that we've been into or whatever, right? When you go back to check all these schools of thought that we've been to, you realize that okay, well, first of all these schools are saying the same thing, right? Regardless of who this head is, you know what I mean? Given the thing at the podium, the underlying current of all of them is the same thing. We need unity amongst our people, right? You and I could agree on that. Black to Africa, Pan African, NOI, Milwaukeean, whatever. All of them are gonna say, yo, you know, what we can agree on is that we need unity amongst our people, right? But none of them are gonna accept that unity comes under nationality, because they think nationalities are a European concept. And they're stuck on division. That there has to be a people called the NOI, and then there has to be these other guys called the UNIA. And that, you know, one of them came before one, and one is passing the baton to the other one because it's a succession of the liberation of people. What are you talking about? Right? You know, nationality is the bottom line thing that unites people on the planet, right? All different, you know, the plant species. Like, plant is the nationality. It could call itself whatever tribe, hibiscus, rose, bush, tree, whatever, but it's a plant. That's the nationality of that.
The unity, and
that's the unity.
They don't even have to go.
They don't have to go out and try to do that. That's what they are. You know what I mean? The other aspects are just things added on to the fact that it's a plant.
And it's not even absolute truth, because what I am biologically and nationally is an absolute truth. But if I believe in Buddha today, or Krishna tomorrow, or Allah, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? These are things that I could change. You know what I'm saying? These are beliefs. These are beliefs. You know what I'm saying?
Out of thank you put on yourself.
Exactly. I could change these things, but my blood lineage.
Right. Of that dude back in, you know, some 1600 who was wearing what I'm wearing, or that dude 5,000 years ago who used MR to describe people.
That's been consistent, right? True. That can never change. Right. That should be the basis of our conversation. Everything else is extra.
We want to open up again for questions, but I wanted to put something out there with regard to the temperature thing. Nubudwali said the climate is going to change. The cold weather would be in the south and the warm weather would be in the north. Right? This was like 1913 to 1929 he said that. You know what I mean? And we lived in winters out here. With like snow to the door, you have to shovel all the way around. Right? Like we know about winter. Right? We've experienced it. So we know, you know, like if he's saying that, if he's making this statement that the cold weather is going to be in the south and the warm weather is going to be in the north, and then we're hearing about Florida farmers worried about their oranges or whatever because frost on orange. What? Yeah, about 4 or 5 years now they're talking about this, right? And then we have up here now, you know, like 20 degrees, record breaking day, like every day, day after day after day, record breaking day. You know what I mean? Right? And the record that was broken is like 6 degrees.
Not even a simple.
Not even a 1 degree or nothing, like 6 degrees.
Celsius.
So most definite, whatever the prophecies of the prophet that were laid out is manifested. We don't even need 5, 6, 7, 800 of them. If one's manifested, then you'll heed the prophet. But we'll tell y'all that there were some winters up in Canada. Winters up here. Winters that people come here that I'm gonna go back to wherever I come from because I can't deal with the cold or the winter.
I remember when I used to come out here.
Anybody on the online, you can join in, start asking questions now on the socials to address those.
Was there any other questions? Because I know.
And like, if you haven't gone through the prophecy, like, yeah, do that. Because if you're not impressed, be impressed. Like, if you are, then you blow your own mind. You blow your mind really.
We're on the website. Let's go there.
Okay, yeah.
All right, before we close, you all leave warnings and prophecies. So we're just gonna read through them and we'll stop them. For the various lynchings and murders that were committed in the South is going to have to pay off in blood. If you have people in the South, get them out because that's where the destruction is going to start. The times that have been won't be no more. Every word I speak is spirit, so you Moors had better heed. Look around, and when you see people, one day wild animals will be roaming down the street. I just see that today. People seeing cougars and stuff walking around. Right? So, like, the prophecies are manifest. So,
remember when it's 4 years or 6 years ago?
Right. Exactly. Right. You know what I mean? When the fire comes, I will be the water. What are all these Moors doing here? There are only going to be a handful saved. I can count them on my fingers and have fingers left over. I have airplanes, zeppelins, and apparatus. I'm going to take my good Moors up on an apparatus on an incline until it's all over with. Don't endanger your life with a fool. One day they're going to tear down all the churches, take the bells, and melt them down to make bullets to go fight with. One day every wheel of industry is going to stop, and when they start up again, it will be in the Asiatics' favor. When destruction comes, I'm going to leave enough fine buildings so my good Moors will be able to enjoy them. One day some of you old Moors are going to be so hungry that you are going to bite into your own flesh, and blood will speed out, and you are going to be angry with yourself because you didn't put up enough food. The Moors were once a seafaring people and fed the world. The time is going to come when we will go back to feed the world again. I placed a ball on Babylon and it's rolling down, and anyone that gets in the way is going to be ground to powder. I'm going to repeat myself. Things are going back to the horse and buggy days. I have detectives everywhere. When I raise the floodgate, it's going to take 16 secretaries to write down the names. I'm due in the east right now. I'm going to have to go and straighten out the east, and then I will end up in the west. This will be the easiest. You will be able to lie down and sleep and wake up in peace. This will be just a breakfast fight. By the time you eat breakfast, it will be over with.
Just to speak on that now. Look at the East now. Look at all the uprisings. Look at how people say, well, when will this stuff, like this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, won't end. Are they going to sort out these issues? Right? And then, if you think about it, it's just going to spread. But it has to come to a point where, like, Moors take their place amongst their peers of them. And at that point, not at that point, but you know what I mean? Ultimately, it's like, yeah, there's always going to be more tribulation going on there than going on here. In terms of like what you would call, you know, physical tribulation. So you're seeing that.
This is why dirty Moors who like to say that Nebuchadnezzar didn't have a free national name. I was given a high name over there in Mecca. but you cannot use it over here. Be good Moors, and I will hand it down to you. So just like we're born with European names, right? The idea is when you come into this knowledge about proclaiming their nationality, you hyphen L or B on your European name. And then when you get more knowledge, you completely get rid of the European name and then you adopt a high name for yourself. Right? So like if we're outside or whatever, right? And I say Nigel, and you're gonna turn around because you know that's your name, right? Now if if we are to do these things, these activities like change our name or do this, it's not something that's gonna be an overnight thing. It's gonna be a thing based on what knowledge like depending on the knowledge you have, that'll depend on what level you're gonna look at it. Right? So there's some people who look at it on the level that they have gotten out of the European mindset and they're actually really being themselves because they even corrected their name to a name that has no ties to European whatsoever. Because we're free now, slavery's over, so why do I need to have his name? Right? So Noble Drew Ali was born Timothy Drew. Right? So Timothy Drew is the European name that he was born with. And then Timothy Drew changed his name to Noble Drew Ali. Right? That was the next step. So there's 3 steps. Right? There's 3 steps. Right? Belief, faith, and fruition. So Timothy Drew is the belief state. Then the faith state is Noble Drew Ali. And when Noble Drew Ali realized that, he was the chief, like you're saying, right? He was granted a high name, like Sultan in Mecca, because he was gleaming. Right? There's nothing else to talk about or pass the test. Like, as soon as the man comes, you know, okay, that's the guy. Right? So he was given the name El-Haj Sharif Abdul Ali. That was the name that was given, and he said that he's going to reveal it to you when you're good. The Moors weren't good, so it didn't get revealed. Until Moors who were in the Adept changed us, right? Moors who, just like how Jesus had disciples, right? So the Moors who were directly close to the Prophet, were given certain keys, and then certain ones of them taught the sellout thing, and they said, because there's a rule that you can't talk what's in the attic chamber, right? And that's a common rule, like, what's in the attic chamber stays in the attic chamber. Because back then they were dealing with, real gold, they were dealing with paper, money back then, I mean? So keys and certain things had to be lined up properly. Right? Yeah.
When they're thinking of playing bombs or things, you know what we're thinking? That is our own private business. To give us credit for being able to use our mind.
Your mind, right. Right. So, ultimately, it comes down to where you're at, and that only comes from study. So don't think that because, this person has whatever name, and then you're still, trying to figure it out, and it's been 4 years, and you still haven't found that name yet, because you're, I don't know Arabic, and I just don't understand how to put the name, like, what does it have to, right? All that's irrelevant, because the spirit is what is gonna make you do certain things, you know what I mean? Like, especially with this, because this is divine, and then it's national.
I have a question. In my case, like I was telling you, brother, my father went through this, right? He was born Ashby, no one wrong, and he changed his name to Muhammad Rashid Bakia. when I was born Sadafa Hamza Rasul Bashar.
Right.
Right? And when I was even watching movies, my last name.
Yeah, as Ella knew already.
Yeah.
Just to show you that, like, that's why brother, the same brother, Tallahassee, right? That's why he says that you don't come into this. Like, you don't say, oh yeah, I found out about this Morse thing, and I'm interested. Right? That was actually like a lighthouse. Like, that got your attention. Like, you didn't come into this. You know what I mean? Like, this got your attention wherever you were before you came here. You know what I mean? That got your attention. For you to be here right now and come to that realization. Hold on a second, man. That was good. And then the name that I have, it already has the name L in it, but they didn't present it to me like that. They presented it like, oh yeah, this is just one word, so So yeah, Bay, B-A-Y, so that's just river, water, and whatever. And you disconnect from it being, just like with this brother, Nigel. Like, he has L on his name. You know what I mean? Like that's how real it is. Like my sister, from she's like, I don't know, Chile or Argentina, I don't know. Oh, Venezuela, yeah. Venezuela. Europe. Right. Yeah. Right. Big. It's like, okay, well, damn. That's what it is then. You know what I mean? And people who, like, that's even a spiritual move. Something ancestral, right? Because there hasn't been no school of thought is as interesting as this for me. When I came into when I think back about I've been to this school of thought, like the vibrational frequency of this information is beyond anything, even metaphysics and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, because you have to fish to see connection. Right. Once you find a connection that's direct to you, right? Like, I never heard about Moors ever before. In all those other schools of thought, like, I never heard about Moors. That was something, like, right. Right. 711 AD in Spain.
They put me onto the Moors.
Right. Not the Moors. That's right.
I come across the name, but I never, aside from that, that's when I go get a suit. That's where I go buy a suit to look for the wedding.
Exactly. By the Moors.
The Moors. That's present day Moors.
Yeah.
Historical Moors is who paved and lit up Rome and all them places there. That's Moors. Understand? But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm Trini.
And that's that's the play. That's the play. To get us to think that's not us. We could be all the other ones. We could be Egyptian and ancient Egyptian and Kemetic and Phoenician and you know what I mean? We could know how to make a star out of ourselves and fly to some other galaxy. But Moors, like, those Arabs don't play with those guys. They were put people in slavery just to get you to detach. Dude on the news, just to get you to detach. Like, damn, if I'm gonna go proclaim my nationality as a Moor, you have to go through this. That's what it is. You have to go through this. I don't want to go through this. That's a big bluff. Big bluff.
The big bluff, man. They come up with the biggest artillery, the biggest everything. Helicopters, bro. I'm listening to the thing with the Virgin and I'm like, yo, is that a helicopter there? I'm like, what is it, helicopter? I don't get it. The man have what in the car? I want to see what this man is coming up with.
They didn't even check the
What are
car.
you going to show?
No search.
You could have had a bazooka. They don't know.
That's true. No search.
Bro, they're using words. Standoff. Escalated to serious situation. These type of words. But what's explosive? Oh gosh. And the explosive situation. It could have been an explosive situation when it was disarmed.
Yeah.
Wow. It was a bomb. But didn't they get on? That's verbal warfare. Yeah. You want bust shot with words. Let me see it. Because they got me. I'm like, what? What's going on?
And then you expected to see something.
Then it's like nothing. And I'm like, whoa.
That might work out.
That's going on just up to what? Like, what's going on? Nothing? A whole lot of nothing? No. But then I realized, okay, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
So it's like, it's almost to the point where you like, it's like when there's a lot, say whenever you're in a situation where there's a lot going on and you don't really know fully what's going on, you have an idea, but there's so much going on. Can you really effectively do something? So it's like, and anything you try to do is you're going to be disoriented because you're dizzy and so really, even though it might be precise and well planned out, it still comes out like messed up because
It's reactionary, man.
it's reactionary and it's within this whirlwind of all these things going on globally. But even though, like, you know what I mean, Canada, they haven't really felt it, but they're gonna feel it.
See, it's using by like their example, what they do before they deal with anything. Always effective. Us, we are.
Yeah, we're reactionary.
But London, one of them. And that's something that we need to years to master that. Sure. Master that. Master the step. Look at how you could get a big go down and they were able to drop a file and say how many numbers are present. Yo, they could set this situation short.
But it's like it's on a level 2 where it's necessary only because the ancestors went way beyond them. Like the ancestors went into the future and like set everything up, and then people who wanted to go against us realized, oh, shoot, you guys set everything up without even busting a shot. Like these guys put things into history that we can't even touch any now because we inherited it. Oh shoot! Wow, we can't go back now and not wear it and not post it up. So then okay, we can hide a few things, but it's too late now. And then more time goes on, it's like crap. Now it's just a matter of time.
And while that's going on, these little petty games, these little petty games going on just to maintain a little position in society. And just to defend,
it's like the clock's running down.
Defend your character, you know what I mean? Just for these little pathetic things that they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Sure. That's what's going on.
It probably works on a lot of people, but you know what? That's the big point. We caught what's going on. Regardless of how much people they fooled or whatever, like we already from yesterday we're like debunking the whole thing. Just because because we don't know, like for real. Everybody that we know is a conspiracy, so we don't know who this guy is. You know, so whatever. It might be harsh for those passive people who, well, that's your brother and you need to, well, no, not really. But if you're our brother, you gotta live up.
The most I can say is just on one to investigate just to recon. And that's even if one just serious. You know what I'm saying? But
he ain't gonna be held in there. He's probably on the order.
He's
not coming
in this
true. You know what I mean? You're out right now.
Well, I think hopefully maybe they push the link for this new stream for yesterday and today. Maybe some catch some.
Yeah, maybe somebody knows him from somewhere else. That guy was in jail yesterday.
Right.
20 years.
Right. How come he's out?
What kind of deal did he work?
This is a 48 hours thing going on.
Man.
So that's why it's good that we do this, that we have to make it and then see what happens.
So, let's get close out.
Once again, give thanks to everybody coming through, bringing their input. Everybody online, give the man $1,000. Peace, bro.
Competitors under.
Okay.
Yeah, Yani.
Yeah.
Islam more.
And who else? There's actually, it says that right now there's 5 left. So we're gonna have this like set up. We gotta raise this number. So promote the Mondays and Tuesday classes on your Facebook, on your email, your contact list. Promote the 5 diehards.
Yeah.
Islam
Islam.
5 diehards.
Yeah, Mondays, Tuesdays, every week. This is how we do it. You know, this is our media, our video media. We have our Morris Post newspaper. The next articles, the next issue is coming out. When is that? By May. Then the next issue of Morris Post is going to be big. I'll ask you that article. I have an article. Brandon has an article. Brother Jose Samantha Bay has an article in our paper called No. The brother, God bless him, came down. What else?
Mondays class.
Sundays and
Sundays class. Oh yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays and Sundays Kupigana and grooming class, self-defense. Information available also on Mhtonlinekanaanta.webs.com on the Vanguard and Muti tab. And Iencourage.webs.com.
videos all over YouTube and
Yeah.
the YouTube channel and more like that.
A lot of links.
So as we begin, we'll close out. We rise and give honor to the Prophet. Rise and give honor to all active Moors all over Canaan land, America, Mexican territories, and all over the world. We give honor to Allah, great God of the universe. Again, 5 on the left and 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Mother and Father of love.
Mother and Father of love.
Truth,
Peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice. Allah, our protector.
Allah, our protector.
Our guide.
Guide.
Our salvation.
Salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Within our holy prophet.
Within our holy